Okay, hello. Solar production for the July period. Let's take a look at the bill.
For this period, I used 1,750 kilowatt hours. That would have cost $184.25. I sent 715 kilowatt hours back to the grid, which gave me a total credit of $66.40. That brought the bill price down to $117.85, and I still have a credit from my solar installer of $168.18. I averaged 35 kilowatt hours per day. This same period last year, I averaged 84 kilowatt hours per day.
So a couple things about the period. The sunrise went from 6:08 a.m. to 6:24 a.m. and the sunset went from 8:09 p.m. to 7:53 p.m. So the average amount of daylight I had was 13 hours and 47 minutes. That's down 19 minutes from the last bill period. Another thing I noticed, this was the hottest period so far. The average temperature was 82.06 degrees, and it's up 1 degree from the previous period. All around, the weather was about the same. We had 6 sunny days, 14 partly cloudy days, and 11 cloudy days / rainy days. That was basically the same as I got last period. Once again, higher temperatures mean I'm using a lot more energy to keep the house cool during the day when the sun is out. So I kept a little more of my solar production. 62% I exported to the grid, and 80% of my usage came from the grid. Sunpro Solar, my solar installation company, gave me a guarantee of 10,402 kilowatt hours as a yearly guarantee. That's an average of 28.5 kilowatt hours per day. During this period, I produced 38.03 kilowatt hours per day. So I'm still over the expected production. I need to stay over it because in the winter I'm going to be a good amount below it, since it's going to have shorter days. The bill doesn't take into account the solar that I produce and keep for myself. It only accounts for the solar that I send back to the grid. But when you include what I kept, the savings was $104.68. My electricity rate is fairly cheap, but had I been paying the national average rate, it would have been a savings of $131.75. So, how much am I saving with the Tesla? This period, I drove 1,655 miles, which is exactly 1 more mile than last period. I'm still averaging 294 watt hours per mile, and that will give me a charging cost of $46.39. Local gas prices during the period were $2.55 per gallon. That's up 5 cents. And if I wanted to compare my car to another car that got 27 miles per gallon, I would have spent $156.31 in gas. Compared to charging the car, that was a savings of $109.91. One thing I'm going to start adding that a lot of people have asked is, what miles per gallon would I have needed to break even with the Tesla? That's not hard to come up with. I would have needed a car that got 91 miles per gallon to get the same cost. During that period, the national average price of gas went down 1 cent, and it would have cost me $175.31 to drive a 27 mile per gallon car, the same amount of miles. And based on the 12 cents per kilowatt hour national average, it would have cost me $58.39 to charge the car, and that would have been a savings of $116.92. So let's look at the charts and some of the best and the worst days.
For another period, our usage was really high, so I didn't have any days where I produced more than I consumed. July 12th was my worst day. I used 58 more kilowatt hours than I produced. That Thursday was a big Uber day for me. So there was a little bit of charging before I went out that day and a lot of charging when I got back. July 26th was my best overall day and my best production day. I produced 47.2 kilowatt hours, and that was only 11 less than I consumed. It was a really sunny day. Most of the usage was air conditioning, and I didn't really need to charge the car that much. July 28th was my most average day. I averaged consuming 33 more kilowatt hours than I produced. Consumption was a little high and the weather wasn't the best. August 4th could have been the best day had the weather cooperated, but it was still my best day for consumption, only consuming 36.4 kilowatt hours. This was one of the coolest days in the period. So consumption is down a little bit from last period, but we'd like to get it down a lot lower.
So for 2018, I produced 7,193.5 kilowatt hours, and I've saved a total of $639.82.